Hi, this is RAJAT Sharma. Welcome to my channel. As we all know about the COVID-19, this was one of the first reasons and very reason I started this channel, so that you can watch these videos, learn at home, sit in front of your laptop. So I urge you to stay indoors and study there itself. Now, the purpose of these videos are not to make you sit back and relax. I request you to take your notebooks when you're studying, make important notes, take screenshot or pause the video while studying. Alright, so if you haven't taken out the notebooks already, please take out. It's even more important today because today we are going to do the numerical part. We're starting the numerical part. Few concepts and we'll start the numerical. Alright, so we have done the theoretical aspect of national income. Let's start today's class with some key terminologies. Now the first terminology that we're talking about is depreciation. Depreciation, your commerce students might have heard this word. Depreciation is usually the loss in the value of a fixed asset that happens due to normal wear and tear, normal usage. This loss in the value of asset is also because of some expected obsolescence, anything which was expected to happen. In class 12th economics, especially CBSE, can use multiple different words instead of depreciation. The two more common words are the replacement cost and the consumption of fixed capital. So you should know that depreciation, replacement cost or consumption of fixed capital mean the same thing. You are consuming the fixed capital. So I'll repeat again, depreciation is usually the loss in the value of a fixed asset like machinery, like furniture, like vehicles. The reduction in the value of fixed assets, which happens because of normal wear and tear, right? Because of passage of time, because of expected obsolescence. Now, obsolescence is a change in technology or change in the pattern of demand. Something to note here is that depreciation does not happen because of anything unexpected. Anything unexpected like loss by fire, flood, those things which are unexpected will be the capital loss and not included in the depreciation. So I hope the word depreciation is clear. Depreciation, replacement cost and consumption of fixed capital are one and the same thing. Now I'm introducing two key words. One word is gross and the other word is net. Gross is a bigger word, net is a usually smaller word. The gross is big, net is small. The difference between them is depreciation. So here comes your first Guru Mantra. Gross minus depreciation is equal to net. Or I can also say that net plus depreciation is equal to gross. Alright, that means gross minus net is equal to depreciation. I can put the formula in whichever which way seems comfortable and suitable in the question paper. So the basic formula remains the same, that depreciation is the difference between gross and net. Gross minus depreciation is equal to net. I hope the first mantra is clear. Guru Mantra. We'll understand how to use them in a while. The second important terminology that we will study is the net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad. Now, of course, we are talking about the factor income. We are not talking about the transfer income. It was cleared in the first video that we only include the factor income, not the transfer income. We don't include taxes in the estimation of national income. They are not a part of national income. Right? Taxes are transfer payments. Coming back to net factor income from abroad, NFIA. Now, since it is net, it will be something smaller, right? It is something smaller. So net factor income from abroad is the difference between the net factor income received from abroad minus net factor income received from abroad and net factor income paid to abroad. Something you receive from abroad and something you pay to the abroad. So this net factor income from abroad may be positive. It is positive when the received money is more than the paid money. It might be negative, and in the case of India it is usually negative because we usually pay more than what we receive, right? So net factor income from abroad is the difference between the factor income received from abroad and the factor income paid to abroad. Yes, so this is the difference. Now I'm introducing the second two important words. The first two important words were gross and net. The difference was depreciation. Now the two important words I'm introducing is domestic and national. Domestic and national. National is bigger, domestic is smaller. The difference between domestic and national is the factor income from abroad, right? So domestic plus NFIA will be national. Okay, domestic plus NFIA will be national, or I can say national minus NFIA will be domestic. So I hope the second Guru Mantra is clear. So domestic is small, national is big. The difference is the foreign income. सीधी सी बात है, डोमेस्टिक में आप फॉरेन की इनकम ऐड करोगे तो नेशनल बन जाएगी, नेशनल में से फॉरेन की इनकम माइनस कर दोगे तो डोमेस्टिक आ जाएगी. अच्छा, वी ऑलरेडी सेड एंड डिस्कस्ड दैट एनएफआईए कैन बी नेगेटिव. अगर एनएफआईए नेगेटिव है, दैट मीन्स हमारी नेशनल इनकम की वैल्यू कैन बी लेस देन द डोमेस्टिक इनकम्स वैल्यू. ये कई बार वाइवा में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है दैट can national income be less than domestic income? The answer is yes. Why? Because when NFIA is negative, our national income is less than the domestic income. All right. Okay. The third term that I'm introducing is NIT, the net indirect taxes. Net indirect taxes. Since the word net is here, it is something subtracted, it is something less. NIT, net indirect tax, is the difference between indirect taxes and subsidies. Indirect taxes and subsidies. You will be studying indirect taxes much in the government budget when we do it later on. But let me give the examples of indirect taxes like GST, goods and service tax, VAT, value added tax, the service tax, excise duty, custom duty, entertainment tax, etc. These are all examples of indirect taxes. Now, indirect taxes usually are the taxes which are included in the MRP. You would find it easy to remember. Your income tax is not an indirect tax. Your property tax is not an indirect tax. Your GST is an indirect tax. Your wealth tax is not an indirect tax, right? So these taxes, excise duty, customs, these are indirect taxes. So all the indirect taxes, the burden, minus all the benefits or grants received. All the burden, IT, minus all the grants received, the subsidies received. So indirect taxes minus subsidies. Subsidies are the benefits given by the government. So we are looking at the net indirect taxes, the net burden. Alright, so the third terminology is clear. Now I'm again introducing two key words. The first two keywords were gross and net. The second were national and domestic. The third set of keywords I'm introducing are factor cost and market price. Factor cost and market price. Now, factor cost is usually smaller, market price is bigger. The difference between factor cost and market price is net indirect taxes. We add NIT to the factor cost to make it market price. So I can say market price minus NIT will be equal to factor cost, or market price minus factor cost will be equal to net indirect taxes. I hope the third Guru Mantra is clear. So all the three Guru Mantra are clear. Let's recap. Gross is bigger. Gross minus depreciation is equal to net. I can also say net plus depreciation is equal to gross. Yes. Or gross minus net will be equal to depreciation. The word is gross and net. The difference is depreciation. The second Guru Mantra is domestic plus NFIA will be equal to national. Domestic plus NFIA will be equal to national, or national minus NFIA will be equal to domestic, or I can also say national minus domestic is equal to NFIA. Mind you, national income can be lesser than the domestic income. Yes. The third Guru Mantra is factor cost plus NIT, the net indirect tax, जो factor की cost है, plus NIT, the taxes, the indirect taxes, the net burden of indirect taxes. Factor cost plus NIT, net indirect taxes, will be the market price. उसका market price ज़्यादा होगा. Market price minus NIT will be equal to factor cost, or I can say the difference between market price and factor cost is NIT. So the Guru Mantra are clear, right? You can pause the video right now and write down the Guru Mantra without looking yourself. All the three Guru Mantras. I'm waiting. Please pause the video and write down the three Guru Mantras. Now, this is important before we move ahead. Unless this is clear, you can't understand topic ahead. So make sure you understand this properly. Alright, moving ahead. The national income that we have discussed so much about is denoted as NNP at FC, namely as net national product at factor cost. NNP at FC. First word is net. Second word is national. The third word is the production. Net national production at factor cost. It is calculated at factor cost. So NNP at FC is the national income. Simple as that. It is the net value. It is not the gross value. National income is never the gross value. And of course, it is a national income. So national, and it is always calculated at the factor cost, not at the market price. Okay. So net national product at factor cost is national income. Domestic income is denoted as net domestic product at factor cost. Like I said, the first word will be net. Of course, it is domestic income. So second word is domestic production calculated at factor cost. Again, domestic income will be calculated at factor cost. Okay. Excuse me for that. Similarly, we can make other aggregates as well. Look at GDP at MP. The first word will be either net or gross. So first word is gross. D is for domestic. P is production at market price. NDP at MP. First word is yes, net. D is yes, domestic. P, of course, production at market price. Tell me this. NNP at MP. Net national product, not the national net product. First will be net, then national product at market price. Alright. So you can now name this. Yes. Yes, correct. What is this? Gross national product at factor cost. Perfect. What is this? Right. GDP at FC will be gross domestic product at factor cost. Perfect. Now you are able to understand and identify how to speak these names. Good. Good. So if you are clear with the Guru Mantras and the names, Alright, so let's understand how to use these Guru Mantras. Let's say for example you have one aggregate with you that is given to you, which is GDP at MP, gross domestic product at market price, and you are supposed to find out the NNP at FC, which is the net national product at factor cost. So how to go about it? Now whatever you need to find out, you put it on the left hand side as it is, because this is something that you need to determine, and you can only determine this variable from what you already know. In this particular case, you know GDP at MP. Now look at GDP at MP carefully. The first word G stands for gross. Now gross is a bigger variable than the corresponding net. Now you have to decrease something from the gross. So you have to reduce the gross. What will you reduce? What will you subtract? Yes, that is depreciation. Good. You have to subtract depreciation to make it net. Look at the second word, D, domestic. Now domestic you compare with the second word here, that is national. Now domestic is bigger or smaller? Right, domestic is smaller. Now you have to add something to the domestic to make it bigger. That something is the factor income from abroad, the net factor income from abroad. Look at the third variable. This production is calculated at market price, and vis-a-vis we compare it with the factor cost. So market price is a bigger value. So you subtract the net indirect tax to make it factor cost, and that's how you create a formula. I hope this is clear how we are using the Guru Mantras to create a new formula ourselves. Pause this video and try to convert this. Pause it right now. This is given, let's say you are already given NNP at FC and you have to find out the GDP at MP. Hold this video and I'm waiting. Make the formula. If your answer is this, then it is correct. The depreciation will be added in the net to make it gross. NFIA will be subtracted from the national to make it domestic, and the NIT will be added in the factor cost to make it market price. Right? So now the usage of these formulas, these Guru Mantras is clear. Let's do a question. Look at this. You are already given GNP at FC is 5,000. The replacement cost is 500. What is replacement cost? Yes, it's depreciation. NIT, the net indirect taxes, are given as 300, and net factor income to abroad is given as 1500. Please look at the word carefully. It is not NFIA, it is net factor income to abroad. That means we don't know the net factor income from abroad, so we assume it as 0. So our NFIA becomes negative 1500. You create the formula. You are supposed to find NDP at MP. Please make the formula to find NDP at MP from GNP at FC. The first step is of course creating a formula. You created the formula, minus deb, gross minus deb, right? The second word, national minus NFIA is domestic, and FC plus NIT is MP. The second step is to put values. So NFIA was negative, negative will be positive, and the answer is coming out to be 6300. Please note class, please note students, the values that we are writing as answers. In the question, the units was not given. The units were not given that these values are in crores, thousands, rupees, what or what not. So we leave it like that. If in the question the units is given, then you have to leave the answer in the particular units. A very simple thing, but very common mistake. Please try to do this question yourself. National income is given as 15,000 crore. Consumption of fixed capital. What is consumption of fixed capital? Yes, it is. What? You're consuming the fixed capital. Net indirect taxes 2,000 crore and NFIA negative 1,500 crore. You're supposed to find GDP at MP. create the formula and pause the video. Please do it. I'll give you a hint that national income that you have to find out is NNP at FC. Alright. Try this question also. Find domestic income from the following data. All figures are in thousands. Depreciation is given, GNP, MP is given, service tax. What is a service tax? What type of tax is it? It is a type of indirect tax, right? Net factor income from abroad. Directly NFIA is given, negative 300. Excise duty. What is excise duty? Is it a type of tax? I think so. Yes. Which type of tax? Indirect tax. And subsidies. So you can find indirect tax by adding service tax of 30,000 and excise duty of 200. And NIT is 3200 minus 1500. Alright. Please do that question. Pause the video and do that question. This is the formula you'll create. Write your answer. Also write your answer in the comment section. To the question number 3, write down the answer to the question number 3. Look at this question. You have to find GDP at FC from the following information. Net factor income paid to abroad is 1000. Again, paid to abroad. Look at the question very carefully. Paid to abroad. Replacement cost. What is replacement cost? The depreciation, yes. NNP at MP is given as 20,000. Grants. What are grants? Grants and subsidies are the same thing. Beg your pardon. And net factor income received from abroad. You know what is received from abroad and what is paid to abroad. So received from 700, paid to 1000. Our NFIA becomes, yes, minus 300. Try to create the formula. When IT is not given, we take it as 0 and our NIT becomes here as negative 900. Okay, so don't be confused. If any value which is not given in the question, you simply ignore that and consider it at 0 and you go ahead with the formula as you know it. Alright, so this is enough for today. We will meet in the next class. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, give a good like. I am speaking like a proper YouTuber right now. But please like the video and share it to the students who are studying in class 12th. It will be useful, and next time whenever you sit and watch my video, make sure you're using your laptop and sitting with the notebook and pen always. Alright, take care, bye.